Well, the good news is we've made it to the middle of the week. The bad news is it's about to get a little rocky in the weather department. We've got a lot going on as we head not just through our Wednesday, but into Thursday. Let's talk about it. We'll start with the Providence Skycam where, hey, at least we've got a little blue out there. I mean, we're trying anyway. Let's pull up that camera and you'll see it for yourselves. A couple of clouds here and there, a little bit of blue sky as we look out toward the bay. At least we've got that going for us. And temperatures, they're not too bad for this time of year either. Most of us getting pretty close to average. We should be in the upper 70s this time of year. So the fact that we are falling down through the 70s right now and into the 60s is not too abnormal. It's 72 in Providence. It's 75 in Smithfield, 68 as we head to Westerly, Newport at 69 and 75 in New Bedford. Clouds coming in though, and the humidity will be a big focus as we head into the next few hours. Satellite and radar are close to home, relatively quiet. Couple showers to the north, but nothing too big. But as you look off to the west, what a big difference there is. Low pressure, large and in charge, not just through the tri-state, but as you're heading into parts of the Ohio Valley as well. You can see all the thunderstorm activity here on the screen, and some of that will reach us tomorrow, but tonight, not so much. Watch Futurecast over the next couple of hours. Things really fall apart as they get into southern New England. So Connecticut, you might get a thunderstorm if you're headed out that way, if you're driving out to Hartford this evening or something like that. But in the Ocean State and as you're heading into southeastern Massachusetts, I really do think we stay problem-free. Perhaps a drip or a drop, that's about it. Overnight tonight, here's the summary. Patchy fog, mostly cloudy, and temperatures in the low to mid 60s. Most of us around, I would say 65, 66 degrees. Pretty mild for this time of year as the heat and the moisture continue to increase. On that note, here we go, kids. Let's talk about tomorrow. It's going to be the most active, most dynamic day of the week, starting with the temperatures absolutely skyrocketing. Providence, you're looking at 89 degrees, 80 in Newport, 80 in Westerly tomorrow. And as you head to New Bedford, I'm expecting about 84. But that's just the start. Overall, temperatures in the low 80s for the coast, mid to upper 80s inland. But this is where things get really rough. Ready? The feels like temperatures as we get into the afternoon, we will feel like we are in the low to mid 90s. Woof, you guys, that's pretty brutal. And it's no surprise that with that in mind, there is a heat advisory tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. for parts of Providence and Bristol County, Massachusetts. Now, we're going to keep a close eye on this for the sake of your health and wellness, of course. You don't want to be overcome by the heat. And here's a few tips to help you with just that, considering it's really the first time we've had to deal with this time of year. Wear loose, light clothing as you're heading out the door. Don't forget to hydrate something with a little sugar. Also not a bad idea. Take breaks in the AC and make sure you're checking on your neighbors and your pets. Now, heat and humidity, we talk about this all the time. This is why it's such a dynamic day. That's just the start, but those two ingredients help out with some thunderstorms in the evening. There's a cold front coming through New England, and it could churn up some really nasty storms in interior New England with gusty winds and hail. What I'm watching for is as we get to 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, and those early evening hours as well, for one or two of those storms to survive into the Ocean State and into southeastern Massachusetts. Now, I think it's going to be a tough ask, but I want to make sure you're aware. We do have two levels of risk from the SPC. You can see that level 2 in yellow, that level 1 in the dark green here. That just brushes Providence County. 7-day forecast showing you things ease up in terms of conditions from there. Temperatures, not so much. We get a little break in the mid and low 80s Friday and Saturday. I will say the weekend looks solid. Maybe a shower overnight Saturday into Sunday, but otherwise a lot of sun, a lot of heat, and the heat just builds as we get to next week. It's going to be excruciatingly hot.
Chance at a heat wave, I